Hi, this is Rochelle Markov, eXp Realty, and this video is why is it that when agents work with a buyer or a seller, there are so many forms to fill out. So before we get into that, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and any specific questions you have about this video, the forms needed to fill out, or any questions about real estate in general, my information is below. Please contact me. So when a person hires a real estate agent to represent them in a property listing or to purchase a property, that means they are needing to legally bind that contracted relationship. Just as a person would to work at any employer for a W-2 job or a 1099 job, as a freelance or what have you, me as a real estate agent, I am also contracted. I'm a freelance. So that means I need to have the legal paperwork to show what we're doing, things like that, what the property amount is, what the buyer's pre-approval is, or if they have a proof of funds. And that way, at the end of it, when I, as a real estate agent, am compensated, then that's also part of this legal documentation. So think about when you go to W-2 job, for example, how many people have gone there, they fill out the initial application. Somebody says, I'm interested, I want to talk to you about this position. You go for an interview. So that's kind of what a real estate agent does, is they go in for that interview to be with this buyer or seller. The buyer or seller either accepts or denies, like at a W-2 job. At a W-2 job, if you're accepted, then they give you a whole host of paperwork to fill out. So that whole host of paperwork in a real estate contract would be, the representation form, the disclosures form, there's, brokerage related forms, there's other legal forms. I'm not going to get into exactly what all of these forms are because each state and each brokerage can vary. Then when it's time to go view a property, for example, if you're the buyer, you're looking at a property to purchase, then that's when the seller has also completed a whole set of forms which to disclose what has gone on with that property. For example, has there been flooding in the basement? How old is the roof? What about the heating, the air conditioning units, things like that? Because everybody needs to be aware, everybody needs to be on the same page. So when this property goes to be conveyed, whatever company you're going with, the escrow company, the title company, the real estate attorney's office, whoever it is, they're going to be looking at these forms, and they are also going to be looking at, can this property be legally conveyed? Is the person representing the transaction a legal source? So for example, is my real estate license up to date with my continuing education credits and up to standard with my brokerage compliance laws? And also we're going to take a look at, can the sellers legally sell the property? Are there any liens to the property? So, and so many other things. So it's very important to have all of these different documents just down to all the T's crossed, all the I's dotted. We cannot leave anything to chance. For example, that means the background check, essentially, of the property. Then that means that it can be conveyed. And then the title work part of it. And then at closing, there will be another huge stack of documents. But that is all to ensure everything is up to par. So also think of when a person goes to purchase an automobile. You want to make sure that it is safe, reliable on the road. You want to know who, if any, were previous owners, the age of it, the number of miles, things like that. Well, that's a parallel to purchasing a house. Is what is the age of the house? What are things that have been done with it? Have the previous owners kept it in good shape? Things like that. So these are big purchases. Not everybody purchases a house every day. It's not like just going to the grocery store, you buy one tube of toothpaste, you go back a month later, you buy another tube of toothpaste, things like that. No, this is something that takes serious, thoughtful consideration, and to make sure that everybody is well aware of what they are getting. And so sometimes there's questions about why inspections or appraisals should or must be done on a property, especially if it's a property that is a cookie cutter house. For example, it is very similar to other houses around it. And the thing is that even though house at 101 Main Street is identical in layout and everything to house at 103 Main Street, and they were both built at the exact same time, there could be something different between the two houses. Maybe there was a pipe that leaked, and now at 101 Main Street, that has to be addressed. But at 103 Main Street, there was no pipe leaking. So that's why inspection is a great idea. The appraisal is a great idea because it keeps all of the houses in check with what is going on with them as far as the market, what is the replacement cost ultimately, and is it upholding its value. So that is why those two are recommended. That is why there's paperwork for those, and that is just, one of the steps of conveying a property. So for any other questions about why so many papers, especially the specifics of people who want to work with me in this southeastern Minnesota market, please contact me. I would love to go over them. I know that it can be really overwhelming. So just deep breathe. I am here to help you. We'll get through this together. So let's connect. I would be glad to work with you.